Hello dear learners, today we will discuss about sterilization process of parenteral solutions. So let us start with the lecture. Now to understand sterilization process, first we should know when it is applied or where it is applied. So first, if we are talking about formulation of parenteral solution, so how parenteral solution can be formulated. So as we know, as I have discussed in my previous lecture, in the components of parenteral solutions, or we can say parenteral preparations, we should know what are the ingredients, what are the excipients we require to formulate the parenteral solution. So most injectable products are the aqueous solutions, and this is the steps, this is the formulation of parenteral solution. So first we should dissolve the drugs and excipients, then we can adjust the pH, then we have to sterile filtering, then aseptic filling and autoclaving. So these three are the most important step over here. What is sterilization? What are the process? What are the types of sterilization process? Aseptic process I have already discussed in my previous lecture, and autoclaving will come under this. So we will see sterilization. Now what is sterilization? Or we can say that all we know what is sterilization, but why it is important. So sterilization is necessary for the complete destruction or removal of all microorganisms. All microorganisms means we can say the spore forming bacteria, the non-spore forming bacteria, virus, fungi and protozoa, all microorganisms that could contaminate the pharmaceuticals or other materials. So thereby what happened? It constitutes a health hazard. So to decrease this, we should sterilize our parenteral preparation. Now we will see the types of sterilization process. So generally the sterilization include these 5 types: moist heat sterilization, dry heat sterilization, filtration, gaseous sterilization and ionizing radiation. Now we will see this all type of sterilization in detail. So first process is moist heat sterilization. We can say the other name of this kind of sterilization is steam sterilization. Now why it is known as steam sterilization? Because here we can say that in this method we have to apply a steam under a high pressure. That's why this method is known as steam sterilization. That is moist heat sterilization. Means here we can say by water vapor, by steam under high pressure we can sterilize our product. So which equipment we are using over here is a autoclave, or we can say the steam sterilizer. Now what is the mechanism of microbial destruction? Means how we can destroy the microorganisms. So here what happen, when we are applying the steam, the whatever microorganisms are there, it will get denaturated. Means the structure of the protein will change, will be denatured. Means denaturation and coagulation of some organisms' essential protein. Here there will be a destruction of the essential protein, the structure of essential protein. So this is how the steam sterilization process is carried out and how it is worked, and it is done by the autoclave, that is steam sterilizer. Now steam sterilization, the name suggests, as I said, it requires temperature, it requires pressure. So the temperature should be used to control and monitor the process, and pressure is used to obtain the required steam temperature. So this is the temperature, pressure and the minimum sterilization time required to carry out the sterilization of solution. So here this temperature given in degrees Celsius. If we are carried out our sterilization process at this particular temperature, then at that time the pressure will be 2.5 atmosphere. then minimum sterilization time will be 10 minutes, because here the pressure is 2.5 atmosphere, right? This is a high pressure, high temperature. That's why over here there will be a less sterilization time. When we are going to sterilize our product for 5 minutes, we should maintain this much temperature and pressure. Now see, moist heat sterilization means we can say steam sterilization is divided into 3 stages. Means at 3 stages the process is carried out. First is pre-vacuum stage, then sterilizing stage, and after that post-vacuum stage. So what is pre-vacuum stage? Here first air is withdrawn from a device. After that the sterilizing stage. Means here we have to apply the vacuum and we have to withdraw the air from the device. This is the first step. After that we are introducing the stream under pressure to a specific temperature, as we have seen the pressure as well as temperature. Now post vacuum stage means here the steam is withdrawn to the dry autoclave. These are the steps of moist heat sterilization, or we can say steam sterilization. Now we will see the second process, that is dry heat sterilization. Now what is dry heat sterilization and when this process we can apply? So here we can apply this process for the substances that are not effectively sterilized by the first process, that is moist heat sterilization. We can say, for example, the fixed oil, glycerol, petroleum, then heat stable powders. For this kind of substances we can apply the dry heat sterilization. Now dry heat sterilization means what? So dry heat sterilization process is, we can say it's carried out by conduction, and here what happen, the heat is absorbed by the exterior surface of an item, and after that it will pass inward to the next layer. So eventually what happen, the entire substance reaches the proper temperature whatever needed to achieve our sterilization. So this is generally dry heat sterilization. Here we are applying the hot air. What is dry heat? We are applying the hot air. There is no role of moisture over here. That's why these two processes are very different from each other, moist heat as well as dry heat sterilization. Now what is the method? Using heated air. We can say by using hot air oven, the sterilization is carried out. Now what is the mechanism of microbial destruction over here? So dehydration of microbial cell after oxidation, usually conducted at 150 to 170 degrees centigrade for not less than 2 hours. Means here the first process will be oxidation. After that there will be a dehydration of the microbial cell, and this process we can apply the substance into the hot air oven at 150 to 170 degrees centigrade temperature that we have to maintain, and it's a minimum time that is we require is 2 hours. So this is the specification for dry heat sterilization. Now the third process, that is sterilization by filtration. So as we know the general filtration. Now what is sterilization by filtration? So filtration is same, and you know what is sterilization. So what is it combinedly? So physical removal of microorganisms or by adsorption on the filter medium, or we can say the sieving mechanism sterilization by filtration. Means what? Here the sterilization process is the process of the separating all microorganisms from a liquid. We can say as we are separating the particulates, we can say the foreign particles or any dust particles from our solution. As here in the sterilization by filtration process, we have to filter the microorganisms by sterilization by filtration. So The sterilization by filtration process, whatever filter we are using, whatever filter medium we are using, it must block all microorganisms in a flow of liquid without affecting the product quality. The millipore filter is used, which is a thin plastic membrane of a cellulose ester. Contains the uniform pores. Why we are using millipore filter? It contains uniform pores consisting up to 80% of the membrane's volume. That's why we are using the millipore filter. And the pore size is the range from 14 to 0.025 micrometer. Generally, if we want to block the microorganisms, we can, if we are talking about the small bacteria or the virus, then we can get the filter size of 0.22 micrometer. So by using this particular filter size, we can complete our target, the sterilization by filtration. Now the next process is the gauge sterilization, or we can say the gaseous sterilization. So what is gaseous sterilization? Here the gas sterilization involves the exposure of materials, or we can say products, to mixture of ethylene oxide or propylene oxide. See, generally over here the substance used is the ethylene oxide, or we can say the propylene oxide. So gas sterilization involves exposure of material to a mixture of ethylene oxide or propylene oxide and an inert gas. For example, carbon dioxide within a specifically designed apparatus. Now sterilization efficiency increases in the presence of the moisture up to 60% and elevated temperature up to 55 degrees centigrade. Means if we are maintaining this condition, if we are applying gaseous sterilization at this moisture and temperature, then the gaseous sterilization we can increase the process. Now generally, as I said, the ethylene oxide is used. So what is the mechanism of action of ethylene oxide? So it will produce the alkylation of whatever hydroxyl group, carboxyl group, or you can say amino groups present into the bacterial enzyme. So generally it will produce the alkylation of that particular group. So we will get the removal of microorganism. Where this technique can apply? So we can say, due to the highly penetrating nature of this gas medium, this kind of technique we can apply into the sterile medical devices. For example, we can say the PET catheters and the surgical accessories. Now the next we will see the sterilization by ionizing radiation. So for which kind of product this process can apply? So for dry pharmaceutical products and for heat labile products container, we can apply the sterilization by ionizing radiation. So here which equipment we can use, that is UV lamp or for surface sterilization. For ionization we can use the beta rays, gamma rays as well as the X-rays. This is the technique of a sterilization by ionizing radiation. So here what happened, the effect of radiation on the product, on their container will be there. That's why this technique have this disadvantage. Now the next is sterilization and disinfection. So what is the basic difference between sterilization and disinfection? So as we know, sterilization refers to the use of different procedure to destroy all form of microorganism including the bacterial spores. But what is disinfectant? What is the major difference over here? Disinfection is a procedure intended to reduce microorganisms. Means what? What is the difference? Here we cannot reduce the bacterial spores, but here we can reduce the bacterial spores. So this is the basic difference. So in short we can say that disinfection can never replace sterilization. Now we will see disinfection. What are the type of disinfection? So there are generally two types of disinfection: heat disinfection and chemical disinfection. So what is heat disinfection? We can say it is accomplished by boiling water at atmospheric pressure for at least 5 minutes. In heat disinfection, what we have to do? We can disinfect our product by the boiling water at atmospheric pressure for 5 minutes. And what is chemical disinfection? So here we have to use some chemicals like phenol with a cleaning component to destroy the membrane of microorganisms. But here we can't reduce the bacterial spores. So this is the basic difference between sterilization and disinfection. And it is clear the type of disinfection as well as the process of sterilization. Now in the next video we will see the remaining process. Thank you, dear learners.